Good morning. Here we are on the mountain, and I'm going to share with you what 22 degrees in the morning looks like. This is our first really hard frost. I think we've had 24 and 26, but we have a little dusting of snow today. Now we did have some flurries that, did not stay with us, but remember we've talked about rhododendrons, and when it's in the 20s, the leaves collapse. And these leaves are years old on rhododendrons, right? But you see, I can look out my kitchen window and I know, oh, it's below 30 degrees. It's below 30 degrees. So you can see there's a slight dusting. It's, what time is it? 8-ish, I think, in the morning, a little after 8. But you see how we have snow? So we've had enough cold days that the ground has gotten cold, and even the stones have gotten cold, so the snow isn't melting. We're learning how nature talks to us. And look here, the water on the water feature where the pump doesn't work. I've installed a new one yet, it's frozen. And this was a gift yesterday, well, a couple of days ago, from friends of mine. It's an angel wire thing. Be very pretty for garden art. We like that sort of thing. So, here in western North Carolina, it's 2 months and a week or so after the hurricane and flooding that happened here. We had minimal damage on our particular property. A few big branches came down. We took care of everybody on the mountain with providing drinking water and from our wells. We had generators to run 2 or 3 hours in the morning and the evening. And everybody that had chainsaws got out and cleared the road for us and started working on driveways, and a few of the houses had trees that collapsed on their roofs. So you see, here we are. Heucheras. Still haven't gotten my extra ones planted. And the hydrangea that was in the pot all summer, I never got that planted. So this is our first snow of the year. My brother blew the leaves off. Generally the wind blows leaves off of the tarmac pretty carefully and pretty well most of the time, but he came out and blew a couple of days in preparation for my home and garden day that I do once a month. And now you notice he did not blow them off of the impatiens and coleus that, of course, collapsed with the hostas. We don't cut ours back. Some people cut all their stuff back. We don't cut them back. We just let them, they turn to gel, and I'm not planting anything there in the wintertime anyway, so. We had some late blooming pink flowers up there. So this is, now, so things that stay green year round. My heucheras stay, the leaves stay year round. And here are our babies, but they take 3 or 4 years to get any size on them at all. They have these beautiful flowers starting in about February that last for 3 or 4 months. Anyway, I just want to share with you what the garden looks like in the morning on a cold day. It's 22 degrees. I don't know if it must have gotten colder than that during the night, because it's 8 o'clock. Things have already started to warm up. Sun's coming up over the mountain. We've got most everything inside. I don't have this outdoor tree lit up yet. I had a family come that do not celebrate Christmas, they celebrate Hanukkah. But they asked if their children could come and decorate a tree. And I think I'll keep this one for them. It's outside, it's easy for me to move into the living room. And they can decorate it and then we can bring it out and put it on the table. Might be kind of fun, huh? Yeah, I'm not as invested in things. All of the hanging baskets are inside. And the violas have kind of collapsed. I did water them, I think, yesterday. But they always come back. It's very interesting how they also come back. The pansies that are on the balcony collapsed, and I watered them and they got some sunshine and they came right back. Big yellow blossoms with the purple. Anyway, this is how things are shaping up. It's the 3rd of December, and well, let me take you and show you the trees. So this is the beautiful wreath that Janet gave me last year. Oh, it's cold. My fingers are freezing. I didn't do all the presents, empty boxes decorated in paper, Christmas paper. I didn't do that this year so much. And I didn't do ribbons or ribbon toppers on this year. I guess I'm getting more minimalist. Oh, look at this. The color's not real great because I have a grow light on it. I have such, the eaves, I have great windows, but they have eaves that are like 3 or 4 feet, depending where front or the back. And so I don't have enough light inside to grow much of anything. Let's look it out here. Let's see if I can get this door open with one hand. No. Well, I'm going to plant, I have 75 red tulip bulbs that I'm going to plant in the pots out here and then top the pots with the yellow pansies. This is the first year I've done the decorative ornamental kale in white and purple. I don't know how I feel about that yet. I mean, the plants are beautiful, but I feel like they should have something growing or trailing or something, but none of that has become clear. So what is spectacular in terms of plants inside my house is this marvelous, marvelous, marvelous poinsettia. I have it sitting up on a table, but it's still about 3 feet tall, or almost 4 feet. Oh, the light's not shining on it. Grow light's not shining on it right now. I need to check the timer. Okay, but this is the geranium that's doing so great. I'll have to look at it from an angle where the lamps aren't shining there. And those blossoms are a good 3 inches in diameter. Great fun. I did splurge and buy 3 more poinsettia plants. They were 2 for, I don't know, $2 or $3 at Lowe's. And I was going to add them to the big poinsettia pot up here, but when I got home and really investigated, there wasn't any room to, to add any extra. So I've top dressed with pine cones for the fun of it. Probably ruin the pine cones watering, but that's okay. I've had these for a number of years. I did not buy any new trees this year. This was the one that I bought last year, this tall, narrow one. I'm good at getting deals. I think I may have, I got over having to have a real tree when I had so many needles fall off of it. It was back before we put baggies underneath our trees, so that when we got done with the real tree, we just pulled the baggie up so we could drag it out of the house without leaving needles all over the place. Except for mantles, and I don't have a mantle over the fireplace in this house. So there's no real, I love the smell of pine. But these artificial trees, I don't mind them at all because I pack them so full of stuff and lights that, you know, it doesn't really matter. It's all about the lights and the bulbs that reflect the light. And you know, these trees shed too. And I have my shoes, soles of my feet, pick them up. And I'm all over the house, and I go and I vacuum, get everything up, and I turn around in no time, there's more. One of these days, I'm just going to get over the whole thing and just have one tree in one place so that I'm not tracking stuff all over the house. You know, I find the little hooks for the balls. I find them all over the house for like 5 or 6 months. I even find balls all over the house. They fall off and roll underneath the couch or the organ or something or other. Now, I did use, you know, empty boxes wrapped in Christmas paper around this tree because I set it up so high on a table so I could get the height I wanted. And we initially had 3 trees here side by side, and it was just too much. And I wanted one in my room, and so I spread them out a little bit. So I think that worked out all right. Well, thank you very much for joining my little tour of 22 degrees and our first dusting of snow that has lasted here in the morning. And it's cold. You know how sometimes it can be, you go to the mountains and it's 20 degrees, but it doesn't feel that cold? Well, this feels cold, and we have a breeze. I would guess about 15 or 20 degrees, 20 miles an hour. And, you know, I love living on the mountain, but I have to tell you, I wouldn't mind being in a climate that was 55 to 80 degrees pretty much year-round, so I could have a year-round garden. I'd miss the daffodils, though. I have a lot of yellow daffodils planted out here that have multiplied over the years, so that's fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing. It's been a morning of musing. Thank you. Bye-bye.